Welcome to today's Wednesday question and answers on Instagram. Our first question is, who was your most dominant dog you've ever owned? To be honest with you, all of my dogs in general are kind of dominant, including the females. So I wouldn't say there was a crazy dominant dog. Because they were all trained, they didn't really assert their dominance. There wasn't really a way you could tell that they were dominant because they wouldn't show that shit with me, right? They wouldn't show that with the other dogs. They wouldn't do that. I would see little standoffs and little things, but outside of the house or anywhere in public, there would be very, very minute showings of dominance because they know that if they get into a fight, it's a big problem. And for me, because you have a pack of a bunch of dogs, you can't have fights. So that's something that just doesn't happen. But I know exactly who's dominant, and I know if things were to go sideways or a situation was to arise with me in it, I know exactly what's going to happen. Every dog generally in my household would be dominant. I wouldn't really worry about the shepherds. It would be more the Pitbulls, the dominance in the Pitbulls that I would worry about if there was something to worry about. Controlling the dominance is what you need to do. When you have a dominant dog, you can't have the dog walking around the world thinking he is the King Kong, which essentially is what you want him to think. But he needs to realize that he has to be King Kong and be under control. That other dogs and other things are going to act stupid and you need to relax and you need to ignore anything that's not an imminent, serious threat. So even some of my dominant dogs that get attacked by random dogs and they would look at me and move because they know I'm not allowed to fight. If things get out of hand though and I'm not there, definitely you would see their dominance. With bull breeds, you do not want them to fight. You do not want a dominant dog to fight, especially with pit bulls, because once they find out what they got inside, their mind changes, and then you got a shit ton of problems if you're not going to pay attention to them. Curious side question, what character do you relate with more, John Wick or Jason Bourne? Well, to be compared to those two characters, that's amazing because I love both of those movies. I'm a big Jason Bourne fan. I love the Bourne movies. And John Wick, I like the movies too. A little too much theatrics for me, but I love those movies. The Bourne movies I love. Probably say I'm probably more like John Wick. I like to be by myself. I don't really like a lot of people around me in my space. Outside, I'm a social butterfly, but like in my space, I like to be like either alone or the imminent people in my life. And I do have a side. I guess I'd resonate more with John Wick, but cool, I guess. I don't think I have the skills that John Wick has. Apparently, Keanu Reeves trained with some Navy SEALs, Sean Ryan to be specific, and he had some natural, really good skills, which is cool. And his martial arts skills were really good. And Keanu Reeves is Canadian, and he's apparently a really nice guy. Whether to be John Wick or Keanu Reeves, that's a very high standard. And if I could be even close to that, that would be really cool. Do you have any recommendations for dog trainers with your style in Ottawa? Depending on what you want to do, I know some people in Ottawa. I don't know who's got my style, but I know some people in Ottawa. But if you're just trying to train your dog on your own and you want my style, get on the Blueprint. Everything's there. And then you can dictate what you want somewhere else if you need it. Okay? If you're talking about decoying, that's a very particular thing. If you're talking about dog training, then everything's in the course up to the beginning of bite work. So I don't think you really need to see anybody, but if you need somebody in Ottawa for decoying or a club, I do know some people up there. No question. Just appreciate all the training info and you always keeping it real. Well, thank you guys. I try to make as best content as I can. It's always a learning game for me as far as editing, video quality, and also information. If I don't know something or I'm unsure of it, I will not comment on it. If I know something because I've done it, seen it, experienced it, breathed it, then I will comment on it because I've seen it. So I hope it's helpful. That's what I try to do with my Instagram. And that's originally how I got into this with the YouTube. And training people was just helping people. It wasn't because I was trying to do a business. I make far more money doing other things than training dogs. But it was something that I started because I wanted to help people that weren't getting help, or they would go to a trainer and get like bullshit advice or, you know, whatever nonsense. And I found that my techniques could kind of work and my communication style might have been a little better. And that's what I actually enjoy. I enjoy people coming to me and saying that, hey, this wasn't working. I had a bad relationship with my dog, blah, blah, blah. And oh my God, what a change. I could take him out. You're great at training and explaining things in a way that I can digest. That's what makes me happy. So we're always in a state of growth and I'm always trying to get better. I'm not the best. I'm still learning how to communicate. I do have issues where I get irritated because I think everybody's supposed to know this stuff and that's just the way I am. But I'm definitely learning, and we're having a lot of fun in my classes, and a lot of people are gaining a lot of knowledge, and a lot of dogs are really doing well. So that is my gratification, my instant gratification. So I will continue doing what I'm doing, and hopefully you guys can let me know if the quality's good and it's going to continue to get better. I would guess in the next year and a half, 2 years, my quality should be really, really good, high production value. That's what I'm trying to do. Man, what up with them hybrids? Nothing up with the hybrids. I don't want to do any breedings until I have 5 or 6 people that are very interested. I haven't been promoting any breedings. I have 2 pit bull puppies right now that are for sale, and I'm not sure where they're going to go yet. I haven't really posted them. As far as hybrids and Dutchies, I have people who want them, but breeding is not the thing that I'm focused on. I'm focused on training dogs, and if for some reason a few people need some good dogs and I need a dog, or I have protection clients that want a dog, then I'll do a breeding. So if you're serious about a dog, you better let me know that you're serious, and then if you put a deposit, a couple of people put a deposit, then I'll have a breeding. But outside of that, I need a break, and I need to focus on my training, my clients, my production, my social media. These are all things that are very difficult for a guy like me to learn and deal with, because I'm not a computer tech guy. And the past 3 years, I've been basically putting myself in self-teaching school. So it's been rough, but I think I'm getting better, so I'm gonna keep at it. In your opinion, what is the best guard dog breed that naturally protective with little to no training and still very stable? Any good shepherd, a German shepherd, a Dutch shepherd, Belgian Malinois, but some are bred too prey drivey. I would say probably good patrol dog, German shepherd. Outside of that, I would say Cane Corso that I know of are good dogs. Hard to find a good Rottweiler, hard to find a good Doberman, but those would be really good protective by nature dogs. And these are dogs that are naturally like that with little training. Would I own any of these dogs personally? Not really, because I don't need a naturally protective dog around me. That requires too much liability, and I have no purpose for that. I would prefer what I have, which is Dutch Shepherds, hybrids, if I'm gonna go protection-wise, because they do exactly what I wanna do, and they're very stable, and I can control them. But if you're looking for a dog that's a little laid back, stable, and kind of has natural instinct without training, the breeds that I listed would be like that. My dog has a good recall, but when we play fetch and recall, she heels but doesn't return the ball to me. These are all small little details that are all in the Bulletproof blueprint. So there's videos on this, on how to teach a recall and how to teach a fetch and different things like that. I would say that would be the best bet, would be to look into the Bulletproof blueprint. Can I see your balls? Yes, you can see my balls. I have bumpy balls. I have hard rubber balls. I have green balls. I have red balls. I have blue balls sometimes. I have furry balls. I've got all kinds of balls, and sometimes they even come with a bone. So depends on the kind of balls you want. I got soft balls. I got all kinds of balls. I hope this is the kind of balls you were talking about, but these are the kind of balls that I can offer you. And there's plenty of balls over here if you want some balls. Best dog breed, no bullshit. The best dog breed would be the dog for your lifestyle. That's a great representation of that breed. For my personal lifestyle, Pitbull is probably the best dog breed for me. I have no reason to really have protection. I do like the natural protective instincts that the hybrids have, and my Dutchies, where they'll tell me way before somebody comes in the property, or tell me something's weird around the house, or whatever the case is. Human-wise, I like that, but for me, it's not really a necessary thing. I love that aspect of it. For my lifestyle, active lifestyle, if I just had one dog, it would probably be a pit bull. If I had to have 2 dogs, it'd probably be either a hybrid and a pit bull or a Dutchie. But there's always gonna be a pit bull in the mix. Now, every breed has negatives and positives. With bully type dogs, they are dominant breeds. So going to the dog park and socializing your dog and having them play with every other dog could be a problem. Something like that with a shepherd or a hybrid, you've got way less risk of getting into an all-out fight. The opposite is if you have something like a Malinois, a German shepherd, a Dutch shepherd, there is an opportunity to bite people, which is fine if you're not in the wrong. Unfortunately, we live in a society where nobody's paying attention. That could be another dog, that could be another human. So within that perspective, depends on your lifestyle. A golden retriever, if you just want a great dog that's all around, a properly bred golden retriever is a great dog. For my lifestyle, I like something durable, I like something muscular, I like something I can play rough with, and I don't gotta worry about them breaking down. That would be a pit bull. Glad to see you pull through the storm. My pit bull is growing with manners thanks to you. Legend. I'm not sure, maybe you got I don't know if you're on the course, probably that's why, but hey, thank you. Thank you for, I guess, watching and learning and taking in the little tips that I give. And if it's made your life better, then I've done my job. Thank you so much. And I'm glad you're representing your dog in a positive manner. There is a lot of negative attention around bully breeds, and we don't want that. We want the dogs to be positive. A lot of that is genetic. The other half of that is training. So if you got the good genetics and you can do training, great. If you have bad genetics, you still want to train the dog and work with the dog as best as you can. So remember, with bully breeds, there is some negative persona, so you need to be on top of that as best as you can. Thank you guys for tuning into my question and answer. If you need any help, just send me a DM. I hope you guys enjoy it. I hope it was entertaining. I hope you guys are liking my reels, and I hope you guys are finding the production quality better. If there's any advice or anything you guys see or something you'd like, get in contact with me. Tell me. I can take criticism. I'm not worried about it. Hey, your videos are crap. Oh, your sound is shit. Oh, I don't like this. I don't like that. That's totally fine. If it applies, I will use that information. If it doesn't apply, I'll just brush it off. Not a big deal. Thank you guys so much. Have a good weekend, and don't be a piece of shit.